She just takes out those nobodies and keeps her day moving forward. And Julius is trying to ask about Reed, saying, oh, I've heard he was a great man, the nicest dude. He used to go out to these foundations, drop large donations. He had a non-profit himself. Shala says he was a terrible dude. And that's when Subaru starts piecing something together. He's saying, what if there's two Shalas and this Shala doesn't know about the other Shala? And when he sees the star bead on her scorpion tail, he looks at Beatrice and says, take me up. And when he looks down, he says he's found his answer. And that's when he says that the hero that Shala vanquished, his name was Orion. And that's when Subaru goes on to explain when the hero Orion let his ego blow up, he was stung and killed by something as small as a scorpion. And when Subaru looked at the monolith from above, he saw a constellation and he saw Orion itself. He also saw a big G, love, 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 loves love. But he said, nah, that's not the one. So he touches the one that lines up with Orion and they finally enter a library. And all Subaru has to say is whoever made this exam is pure evil. He says the only people who could solve this puzzle was me and a select few other people. But when they're looking at the books, they're just full of names, but all of the pages are scrambled. But that's when Subaru picks up a book and out of nowhere, it's like time stops and he falls inside of the book. But that's when we see this little girl and someone calls out her name and it's Typhon, the Witch of Pride that we saw from before. Her dad was a Skyrim executioner, the one who caught you at Fort Helgen in Skyrim when it was your time to go. That's what his job is. And Typhon didn't know how to judge between good or evil. But we see Typhon knock something over and apologize to her dad, and her dad says thank you for admitting to your crime. And that's when something caught on to her. At the next execution, she asked the guy being executed, hey, have you committed a sin? He breaks in pieces like an expensive fine china vase. And she asked somebody nearby her, hey, have you committed a sin? She breaks apart too. She hits an AoE attack asking if any of them have committed sins, and they all break apart. And that's when she asks her dad, have you committed a sin? And his last words are Typhon before he breaks apart too. And when Subaru comes to, Beatrice opens the book and sees nothing. But Subaru says the book was about Typhon, and when they ask him about Typhon, he says, yeah, I actually knew her pretty well. I met her back at the sanctuary. And after reading that book, I saw her memories through her eyes. And the same thing happens to Julius. And the name of the book that Julius read was Balorot. He used to be a general, one of the strongest they knew. And Julius went against him and barely walked away with his life. And the entire library is just full of books of dead people. And if you know the person, have a connection to the person, you can read the book and see their memories. And that's when we see Subaru look at Shala and she blows another kiss to him. He slaps it away. Like I said before, if you're not gonna flip the page in the book and read it past